Alright, David Harry here, and this video is going to be my YouTube channel update for March 2020, in which I'm just going to give a basic explanation of what I'm going to be doing during this month. Now, just before I get into this, I just want to explain something in case I sound a bit rough. I've had a bit of a stinking cold for about 5 or 6 days now, of which I've had to do like 3 days in bed because I was just completely wiped out with this real heavy cold. So big snotty nose, bad throat, all the usual stuff. So what it's actually meant though is that I've had like just over a week of not being able to do any videos or record or edit or anything like that, which is actually going to have a pretty positive knock-on effect into this month for some of the stuff that I'm going to be doing. So if I sound a bit rough, yeah, that's why I'm still getting over this cold thing. Anyway, so for this month, I'm going to start 2 experiments for my YouTube channel. And this is something that I think may be interesting for other YouTubers as well. And may even be just interesting, you know, for people who like to, watch channels, because there's certain things that I'm going to be doing to hopefully try and debunk some of the things as a, well, very specifically as a small YouTuber, some of the things which maybe should you do stuff a certain way or should you do it a different way, and also is the information that you're given mostly from YouTube and Google, is it actually correct as to how to build your channel, as it were. So one of the first things I'm going to be doing is trying to work out what is the correlation between the amount of videos that you upload in any particular given time, as in a month, and see what's going to happen if I upload a lot of videos in 1 month, how that affects how many new subscribers I get and how many kind of video views I get for the whole month. So for this month, what I'm going to try and do is upload a video every weekday for the whole month. And then from that, I'm going to get a lot of information from the YouTube analytics to tell me, how that is impacted on new subscriber counts and also global kind of view amounts and stuff like that. Then what I'm going to do is in April, and it's going to be pretty hard, but I'm going to try and do just 1 video per week for the whole of the month of April. And again, do the same thing with that. Collate the information from the YouTube analytics to see how that kind of affects that month. So then in May, what I'll do is I'll do a video all about the results. So those results are basically going to be comparing 1 month being March, where I upload a ton of videos, work out how that affects my channel as far as new subscribers and my global kind of video view count is concerned, and compare that to April, where I only do 4 videos, or well, 1 a week. And then again, just look at the analysis of the collated information from the YouTube analytics and then compare both of them. Now, the main reason for me for this is because in general, you kind of you're encouraged by YouTube and Google to kind of do a lot more content and do it kind of consistently and stuff like that. And you're basically told that is how your channel grows. Now, I don't know whether that is actually how these things really happen, especially for small YouTubers. So rather than kind of just take it as hearsay, or you kind of see this information being spouted, even by other YouTubers, you'll see certain information being read off as if it's come off script, usually script from Google and YouTube, like I just said. But quite often you'll see this stuff, but without any kind of proof whatsoever. So it's almost as if you're just meant to believe that this is how you do stuff. So rather than just kind of take it as hearsay, I've just thought, well, do you know what? I'll do some hardcore testing of this and have proper information based on actually doing it to see what the results are like. Also, what I'm going to do as well is do 2 videos very similar to one another, probably something to do with an action cam and a microphone. On one video, I'm going to upload it as I normally would do, a very descriptive title, and then a whole bunch of descriptions relating to the video within the descriptions of the video. And then also a whole bunch of keywords and stuff like that. Now, that's what I would usually do anyways, as in, what most YouTubers would do. Because, again, from YouTube and Google, this is basically what we're told to do. Then what I'm going to do is roughly at the same time do another video where I only put a title, a descriptive title. So no description and no keywords. And again, I'll leave that for a bit. I'll probably leave it for a month and then see what the results like comparing both of them. Because for a small channel like mine, and other smaller YouTubers probably notice this, with the bulk of your content, most of your views probably are going to happen within maybe 2 or 3 days. But what I'm going to do is give it a month for both of these videos and then work out, you know, what the impact has been from following the YouTube guides for describing it completely, keywords, all that stuff, and then just simply putting a title on and leaving it at that. Now, one of the reasons why I want to do this is because I've recently done a bunch of videos. And as anyone will know, if you look at my video titles, they're very descriptive within the titles. So a lot of my titles can be quite long because I do try to describe the video in the title as well. So people can basically have a look at that. And if it's not what they're into as far as the title is concerned, then, you know, they don't need to watch the video. Or if somebody's looking for something very specific and my title is telling them what it's all about, then you can dive into it and whatnot. But what it is, I've done a couple of videos recently which I thought probably would have been a bit more interesting than what they have appeared to have been to other people. Now, what it is, when I've done searches on them, those titles, even if I put in the exact title, I don't actually rank that high within the search on YouTube. And I'm seeing other videos ranking much higher, which have got less relevance to the title or the search term. So again, I'm very curious as to, you know, what that's all about. Whether this is to do with how YouTube or the YouTube algorithms, because that's another thing. You see, people say the YouTube algorithm. It's not one. It's many ways that YouTube and Google collate their information to start ranking videos of interest and stuff like that. But I just want to see how this works when you follow the guide and then when you don't follow the guide, and see what the impact is. And again, you know, very specifically to a small YouTuber, because you got to remember, if you're a big YouTuber, you've already got an audience through your subscriber base or your subscription base. So as soon as you put any video up, you probably don't even need to have a very descriptive title, because a lot of subscribers to a big channel will watch the videos anyway. So those videos naturally will rank high because a big channel will have a lot of dedicated subscribers who will watch the content regardless. Whether they like the content is a different matter, but they'll probably watch everything by, you know, one of their kind of like, you know, they're more better YouTubers, should we say. So if somebody's watching a big YouTuber, they're likely to watch everything that they put up. They might only watch 30 seconds or they may watch the whole video. But nonetheless, if you're a bigger YouTuber, you've got a captivated audience. So as a small YouTuber, though, I think that's where this whole titling thing, description, keywords, I think that's where it actually means more to the smaller YouTuber like me. So that's why I want to run that other test to see what the differences are when you do what YouTube are telling you to do, or whether you just go, no, just put a title up, see how it flies. So we'll do that. Also as well, this month I will get around to doing all of my kind of like final GoPro stuff, and the reason why is because I've now come up with what I'm calling the best GoPro vlogging setup, based around the Hero 8 obviously. So that's going to be the Ulanzi G8-5 case with the original GoPro microphone adapter and variations of that, different microphone setups. Also stuff that I can put on the Ulanzi with the 52mm thread on the front of the case. So things such as UV, lens caps, you know, NDs and stuff like that. So I'm going to do a whole bunch of videos to do with this now. The reason why I didn't do it already is because, like a lot of people, you know, I got hold of the Media Mod and I'm not at all happy with that. I thought this would have been the be-all and end-all for me, and I could have done a ton of videos about that. But as it happens, no, it wasn't for me. So I'm going to do it all with this, which basically means this month I'm going to do a lot of definitive individual tests or individual videos and scenarios for this system, because I think this is now awesome. Yes, there are still issues with the GoPro Hero 8 Black and whatever, but you know, if you've kind of stayed with the Hero 8, you know that these things are there. So now that I've got this set up, I can get on and do some serious kind of final definitive things with it. Also as well, I'm going to do a glut of videos about this phone that I've got, and this here is a Samsung Galaxy S90 5G. Now what it is, this particular phone, I'd initially got this because it's 5G compatible. Now I don't know if I've ever mentioned this in any of my videos, but all of my home internet is all done through a phone, or more specifically a SIM card. So what it is, I use a separate SIM card inside like a mobile, well, it's a mobile compatible little like modem system. So basically you put a 4G SIM card in, and then you just basically tether to the box, which is exactly the same as tethering to a phone. I just have one specific for 4G for all me indoor internet and stuff. So what I'm going to be doing is like doing some stuff for 5G, which is why I've got this phone. So all my internet and 5G is going to go through this phone, and hopefully it's going to be amazing and all that stuff. So there will be videos coming up in the future to do with doing all of your home internet through your phone, or basically through the phone SIM, whether it be in the phone or in a dedicated modem router type thing. But since buying this phone, I've worked out that it is absolutely fantastic, and I've started using things like DEX and stuff like that. So DEX is a way that you can plug in a whole bunch of Samsung phones into a breakout box, which then gives you kind of HDMI output to plug into a TV or a monitor. You can also then plug things like mice in, keyboards, storage devices, and also you can control games with game controllers or compatible games. So what I'm going to be doing as well is a bunch of like, you know, videos about gameplay specifically to do with this phone and it being plugged into the DEX system. And basically DEX just gives you a desktop environment direct from the phone on a monitor or a TV. It's awesome. Again, I won't go into too much detail because there's going to be a bunch of videos coming up to do with that. But the most stunning thing that I've come up with so far with this is using it as almost a replacement for a video game or a video console game thing, which basically it comes across as looking almost like, or at least as good as, a PlayStation 3. It is absolutely bonkers, but I will be doing a bunch of videos about that. Now, I appreciate a lot of people are not going to be into this type of stuff, who would be into, like, say, the GoPro stuff or the microphone things or any usual video audio stuff, but I'm going to do it anyway because I think it's very interesting, and it also might give people other options as far as like a basic home computer setup is concerned, to be able to use certain types of phones for it. Now, just last word on this particular phone has actually got a Snapdragon 855 processor in, which is a big deal in the UK, because in the UK, as well as certain parts of I think Europe as well, we don't get the Snapdragon processors the same way as, say, you guys in North America would get Snapdragon processors in your Samsung S series phones. Now, this is an A series, which is meant to be kind of like mid-priced. It's still expensive, I think, but it's definitely not as expensive as £1,000 S whatever. But most importantly, like I just said, in the UK, this particular phone has got a Snapdragon 855 CPU in, and obviously the Adreno GPU as well, which is going to be great for the gaming and stuff like that. Hence why I'm going to make a bit of a meal about this phone, because I just think it's one of these things that people need to know about, because it is probably the best value for money phone I've ever bought for the start. But like I said, I will hopefully impress upon people a whole bunch of things to do with that. Anyways, I think that's me done and dusted for this particular, like, you know, update things for the channel and stuff. And hopefully there's going to be stuff in here that people are going to find interesting and all the rest of it. Anyways, I'll shoot off because I need to start preparing a whole bunch of videos for this month. Anyways, I'm David Harry. Thank you very much for watching this video. Take care and goodbye now.